What up, you guys? I'm about to head out the door. We're going to train some legs here in just an instant. I want you guys to keep in mind that the weights that I use in terms of my leg training for squats specifically are completely backtracked. I've went through Relearn the Squat. You guys know I used to squat with not only weightlifting shoes on, but I'd also put 5-pound plates under my heels because my mobility and lack of depth otherwise was not optimal for me in my leg development. But I worked on some mobility. My ankles have greater mobility and my hamstrings have much greater flexibility. So I'm essentially learning the squat from the base and I'm applying it to my leg workouts each training session. One goal I have for next year is to actually bring up my squat quite a bit. Or by the time I post this video, it'll probably be this year, so the new year nonetheless. I'm going to take you guys, show you my leg workout, what they're looking like currently. I kind of feel like doing a really high volume workout and stuff like that right now, but I'm not 100% sure on how high the volume is actually going to be, so I'll check in with you guys in a bit.
Alright, so there was definitely a lack of exercises that I was able to get footage of for this workout, but I figured that's okay. I'll give you guys a shorter little glimpse into some of my leg sessions and my programming on this given day. I have made a huge number of alterations to my squatting form, and one of those alterations definitely includes my stance. Now, I have always been like much more of a narrow squatter, and when I say narrow squatter, I would say my heels are probably 6 to 8 inches apart at the very most. That is how I normally would have squatted. And I have become so used to that, so used to having such a narrow stance that when I go to do these wider powerlifting styled stances where my inner thighs and my hamstrings and my glutes are activated so much more, it is just a completely new movement to me personally. And so I am completely relearning the squat. As I mentioned earlier, I used to always depend on those 5-pound plates underneath my Addy Power weightlifting shoes, which is completely bizarre to some people. However, I was always a believer in proper depth. It took me a very, very, very long time to finally acquire enough flexibility in my hamstrings as well as my ankles to get proper depth without those heels, or without those plates being under my heels, I should say. And now I feel as though I am getting proper enough depth. I'm not getting quite as deep as I once was, having a narrower stance and stuff like that, but I feel as though as I become more familiar with the squat and as I become more familiar with this stance and become more comfortable, I'm sure depth will come with time. I do think I'm breaking below parallel and everything. I've got long-ass legs to begin with, so it can be difficult to get that proper depth 100% of the time. So just wanted to show you guys that my programming on this day was more of a deload. It called for 310 pounds for a set of 3 reps. I threw 315 on just to get a feel of it. And there was a time I could squat 315 for 12 or 13 reps. And it's been a very long time since I've done that. I've been bitten by the strength bug again this year. So I've become obsessed with getting my numbers up in terms of my compound movement. So my squat is definitely something I want to improve on, especially with this new approach towards this powerlifting stance. I'm really trying to bring up my glute development and my hamstring development to catch up with my quad development. So I'm really hoping if I get my numbers up there, I'll be able to rep 315, 365 with no problem. Beat my previous PR of 405 pounds with a perfect depth in the squat, but that was much more of a narrower stance. And with this right here, the hack squat, I've changed the way that I do my hack squats as well. I've been watching a lot of Tom Platt's videos, and the angle is absolutely horrible for you guys to be able to see, but I am actually going onto my toes on each of these hack squat sets. Of course, when you go onto your toes, you're allowing your knees to go much further past your toes themselves. And I understand that this can be extremely, extremely dangerous to some people. I wish I could have gotten an angle of it for you guys to be able to see. But it's something I've really been trying to mess around with for some greater quad activation on the hack squats. And watching those Tom Platt's videos, it's just insane to see the way he trained. And I'm not doing it in such a sporadic manner that Tom Platt's was. but I wanted to have some control, go heavy. I'm still doing it right here, having a relatively like shoulder width stance, I guess I would call it, on the machine itself. And it's just painful. It's very difficult to maintain composure and to really go slow through the movement. It's easy to get caught up in flying through it and just speeding through to hit your reps and everything. You can barely see it right here. Like this, on these sets towards the end, I think I backed off on how far I actually went onto my toes. The weightlifting shoes do have a bit of a heel on them, so it makes it and gives it that illusion as though I'm not going on my toes at all right here, maybe just slightly. But it's something I like to do with my long-ass legs and stuff. I find it's great for me to find that greater quad activation. And through my years of athletic training, through my years of basketball plyometric training years ago, I've always had very healthy knees. I've never had any problems with knee pain when squatting like some people have, and joint pain in general. Like, I'm feeling very healthy, especially right now, knock on wood, but I'm not having any problems in terms of like injuries or small hindrances in the gym. I think I should be fine as long as I continue to make smart decisions and refrain from doing stupid stuff while I'm in there. But that was around 3 exercises, if I'm not mistaken, that I filmed for you guys. I didn't film my leg presses or my stiff-legged deadlifts or any other accessory work. And I have been training calves very consecutively. Like, I'd say I train calves 5 days a week at least, because my calves, as I told you guys before, they just don't grow. But that's the end of the video. Just wanted to get a short one out to you guys so you had something to watch, some form of entertainment for the next few days. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Zach Zeiler. Until next time, love you all so much. Peace out. Bye.